no support. National Sustainable Development for Action, we get no support from any government or any other partners. But like National Sustainable Development, they try for right to a partners. We commit to a partners for level partnership with them, but up to date, some of them not able to approve. Especially like this 2019, we go to them, they tell we say let's wait 2020. Some of them promise we.
So how are they able to get money for give support now in different districts where you say they work?
This is not a higher challenge. As I start as early as possible, I tell you say sometime when we do agriculture produce or when we do agriculture process, now from there waiting with the gather. Now from there we be able to implement to the people them. Sometimes waiting the lack of we go time to the people them. But really we not able to get support from no government.
So on our organization now you want no more now get?
No, we organization a structured organization, not to me one no more.
Okay, we'll continue for with me inside the studio. In the Chief Executive Director, Gud Mornin Salone, we come up from the National Sustainable Development for Action. We can talk about them, plan them, we then get. Well, the program we listen to now made the show where they come to a live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Where now they take other material inside the program. The Ministry of Works and Public Assets do all retreats now both for the ministry and stakeholder them na the road sector for look how they go able to overcome some and the challenge them where the road sector they get. Outside the Director General na the Sierra Leone Road. Now the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, Amara can say one big challenge where they don't get now the road sector. Now where the country not gets policy for motorcar them where they overload. Mange Mansari gets more and go now report.
Their support has tremendously improved the capacity and ability of the SLRA in dealing with feeder roads issues nationwide. It is now my pleasure, therefore, to formally declare this 2-day rural feeder roads retreat open.
In name, na Peter Bayuku Conte, the Minister of Works and Public Assets, been launch the retreat nabo for stakeholder na the road sector. Engineer Amara Kane, na the Director General of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, begin for talk about the retreat.
They're about a number of issues. But key among the issues here, we look at the ownership of the feeder roads in the country, rural feeder roads. We also look at how it is being managed, and we also try to address the financing issues them we surround feeder roads. Now this we look at. We know say the roads na the country, na the government of Sierra Leone get them. All the roads within the country. But then government give we this mandate in an act of parliament, 1992 SLRA Act as amended in 2010, that now we SLRA responsible for the day-to-day management of the roads.
Engineer Amar Kane continue for talk about the feeder roads them where they na the country.
Also the councils them where we go find way. We're not going to set up other agencies, but we get a good number of unclassified feeder roads where they around, where by right we're not supposed to work on them. So until we will come in and say, well, then when we don't classify, we'll not get the money for even do them 4,152 kilometers where we don't say nationwide. We not concentrate on them one, then we're not classified it. So that could be one. The other thing, overloading, axle-load and overloading. You will find out say big motorcar then they go na some roads where they're not supposed to go. And when they go load then timber then other material there. So then run and then contribute for spoil the road very fast. These are the issues. Then we don't classify as feeder roads within this country. 4,152 kilometers. And then are they classified. But then we have over 3,000 kilometers of community roads we will not identify.
But waiting na the challenge where they na the road sector. Charles Mambu, na the Executive Director for Roads for Development, being explained.
Feeder roads, they face a lot of challenges in Sierra Leone. One of the challenge, the money we government and donor then they put inside a low. When you compare to the number of kilometers of roads or feeder roads we get in this country, is extremely very low. So as a result, we roads then really deploy on a massive. The second aspect is the lack of care and community ownership. We don't go to all communities in this country because they work on infrastructure. I don't find out and I don't see with evidence that the communities they no longer interested in ownership of their community feeder road. We don't see roads the way they don't abandon. We want to car they pass the way they not they brought. Sometimes even behind the homes they not they brought. So the community, the local community, they not they own, they not get ownership.
But how them plan for address the challenge they are within the road sector? The Minister of Works and Public Assets, Peter Bayoku Conte, been explained.
We have identified strategic interventions which, when accomplished, will enhance their role and operational significance. These include rehabilitation and sustained maintenance of the existing network to maximize their contribution to the socio-economic development of our country. Introduction of modern technology to ensure sustainability. We believe that they will require adequate training for them to have any meaningful impact on road works. Strengthening road infrastructure institutions through the structuring and capacity building. Ensuring that road user fees are irrevocably dedicated to road maintenance and improvement. Ensuring that with effect from 2020, all feeder road operations are properly planned and budgeted based on the use of machinery and polymers and labor-based technologies. All donor funds are channeled through SLRA to prevent the duplication of efforts.
After the retreat, I've been talked to different stakeholders them na the road sector, but waiting them think about the retreat, but the team them where them go talk about how them for push the road sector go before. Then
Mina Smart Case NSC and Mina the chairman board of directors for the Sierra Leone Road Maintenance Fund. Well, I think this retreats really they in place and long overdue because they bring together all the people who are involved in the road sector for come out and map out strategies how we will move this country, especially in the area of the road safety and also the road network.
Mina David Pandanoa, the Executive Director, SLRSA. We are very happy for the part of this retreat. We are the lead agency in road safety, but as I say, only the emphasis on lead agency. That means now we the lead, so not to do everything. We collaborate with other stakeholders them for ensure road safety in our salon.
All that they and the road sector end up say then go work triangle one for able to overcome the challenge them so that the country will get good road them for radio democracy. Mange Mansaye the report.
Well, the program where they listen to and I made they show you get the opportunity for be part of the program in normal as 077-981-981. I still get with me inside the studio Shekuba Mansare, the Executive Director for National Sustainable Development for Action. Also, they talk about them work there they don't they implement now different districts them na the country. You say when you operate now Bond and Moyamba district. Then on the area of health business, you say when can give free HIV test them and all. So the HIV test now can give them. People can willing for do the test.
Yeah, sometimes they can willing, sometimes say in a village. So somehow the village people they had for deal with. But like we can talk to them, say this we need for do one because now for that will prevent life.
So what kind of message una can preach to them?
Somehow, like for example, when me can meet up as executive director, when I can talk to them, I can tell them say HIV is a disease we can transfer in various ways, in terms of razor blade, in terms of needle, in terms of even nerve, or even you can man some even sexual intercourse. So therefore, if this be the case, then get for prevent themselves using condom or like when somebody barb at the end of the day when you barb for use the same razor blade again, or when somebody take injection with the other needle the nurse need for change them. So therefore now the message that we can tell them for let them aware of HIV, because like HIV when it come to this country people that they talk on that, but like a long time the HIV officer they not can talk on them till then they again, and at this awareness for the every day, every hour.
So that particular part in the country, una can do free HIV test. In doing this test, with now una again the statistics number of people and say this particular sign of Moyamba and born this street. Now then people get the HIV sick.
Like the particular chief done at the operate when I Fankuya chief done for now, especially me section when I'm Mongere section, we no able get no case like that when a HIV patient.
Okay, what about bond?
Likely bonds also like the Bible chiefdom empire the Bible section empire chiefdom then they also no able get no test case day.
Okay, let's look at the area of education when I one of the key area them where una they work. So in the area of education, how una they operate?
In the time of education, because like we dey commence the government of Sierra Leone, whenever it can have power, we dey try for talk about education, free quality education, winner for everybody in the country, not to only one person. Then it even mentioned the agriculture, when the only thing we able to bring the economy down. So therefore, in terms of like the agriculture, in terms of the education, sorry, we can mobilize parents them, especially the parents and the guardians, then for let we then get access education for the girl pick them, for let encourage them, for let the girl pick the land. Then from there, even in terms of education, not to everybody know them birth certificates are we are. So sometimes we can put birth certificate campaign in rural communities. Like for example, when we can go Moyamba, we can teach parents them, students them, pick them, for let they are aware of them birth certificate. Then in that process, we get another one we call training and awareness, raising campaign for teenage pregnancy, that are for prevent them. Because like we they take and say, especially the district where we operate Moyamba, now then cases then too plenty the teenage pregnancy. So when we they try for talk in terms of education, we can try for tell them people then for let them avoid do early sex. Because early sex now can cause them teenage pregnancy there. Then from there, we every year National Sustainable Development for Action can provide school materials for students them, sometimes school materials, books, any other thing where school picking they use. So we can encourage them more. Even now in education system, we plan for bring adult education at the particular district them. But like for now, we dey try for make them in 2020. Then we own one of the project and we start 2020. But really the challenges in this country not easy. When young man they can come together for create a job for other young people, them really the challenge is not easy. Sometimes we can go on orders, and the orders not only from there we have far pockets them, then with the half agriculture they what they do. So in this case, everybody know education is money. Without money, you know they able to educate. And education not a priority to everybody at the world. So therefore, even when government don't call this free quality education, but yes, still people that they use, especially like the villages then, because like somebody can come 1 mile, 2 mile away from the other village, then 3 miles that they can at the particular section village when for can educate, and therefore there's sometimes like the schools that will they facilitate now them villages, and like one of the school, the UMC school, they only get 2 teachers from class 1 to class 6. This honor is constrained to a Sierra Leoneans, and this government need to put more attention in terms of this education system.
Okay, they talk about education where you say on they work with different districts them. You talk about girl picking, and a girl picking no more on the target.
No, really, because like of course, because like we can target both girl picking and boy picking, but really we they target the increase of girl picking higher than the boy picking, because like girl picking quickly they don't discourage for educate, whether they don't begin do man business at the earlier age. So at the end of the day, get for discourage for go educate. You know, go school again. They can decide for going to farm, or the parent they can decide for give them to achieve, for marry them early age, or for let them born early. So therefore, we make we can put more emphasis, more trust to girl picking them, for let give them more zeal for let them educate in this country.
In doing this una sensitization, una go talk to comrade and for them go send them girl picking and go school. Una don't get any case suicide then give picking when no reach the age for married, for go married.
Therefore, like that particular section, we no meet up on it. We no meet up at all.
What about the area then are born to sound of the work?
Bond, you know, like sometime past, like when we can see early age, like we can see at the age of 15 years, 16 years, and they go school again. So sometimes when he asks them, they tell you, say, they're born 2, 3 picking. So in that situation, they are very, very discouraging in this country. Waiting we they decide for do, at the age of 15, 16 years, when you don't born or you don't do my business, they decide for common school. National Sustainable Development for Action, they decide for bring adult education for them.
So this adult education, the 2 districts they wanna get for open up?
Currently, yes, because the challenge is not really easy. We plan for establish national sustainable development for all over the district and this country. But for now, we deal with Moyamba, Bont, and Freetown as well.
So why not decide for take them 3 districts then they?
Because one, like everybody known at this country, as earlier they say, Moyamba now one of the deprived area before this time. Then Bont also now one of the deprived area before this time here. So we decide for take these 2 districts for let the awareness begin boku na the particular district them, especially Bont and Moyamba.
Okay, you say when they give school material them na then district here. So when they go they give this material, when get criteria for let somebody go gain on an award for get school material and all that in them.
The only criteria we can do, we can just tell them, say, on a stand online. So by then, we can go do the statistics. We know the total amount of students then at the school. Therefore, after there, if they are the amount of the material we cater for, when we go supply give everybody.
So then begin a material no more they give on can go for go monitor them performance and at this then different school for learn see how then they do.
Every time we can go there, especially like me and the director, I can go there every end of the term for go monitor the teachers, then they monitor the students, how they perform, because it's like not just know they take put it in money they give them and material they buy now small money they take bam.
Okay, continue for the with me inside the program. In name na Gud Mornin Salone, the Executive Director for National Sustainable Development for Action. We can talk about them plan and them programs when they implement na 3D street when Moyamba Bond and Freetown. Well, we take another material inside the program. The Freetown Business School from 2017 don't they give sabi to young people them na the country per different thing them, particularly per marketing, soft skill, taxation and plenty other professional area them. Now this make the Freetown Business School together with them partner them. They plan for organize the 2019 branding boot camp when I forgive young graduates them the opportunity for go get sabi per different professional area them. We go help them work and improve them at different office them. Go improve them office na different business office them. Melvin Green, now the project coordinator for Freetown Business School, talk more about them work. Talk more about the 2019 branding boot camp to Alex Lawrence Koroma inside this interview.
Freetown Business School has been around for 2 years, and we don't do various courses from soft skills to bespoke courses, depending on how you want them. But every year we get certain series of courses like taxation, human resource, procurement. Then one now basic course that we go do every year. But then we can do bespoke courses for any office or anything as long as I want we can make them for another way there.
What are our targeted people then?
Young professionals generally in Sierra Leone.
And what do you take for make somebody like benefit or be part of our school?
Mostly because they're targeted to professionals. So as long as you do work in an office, or even if you need to work in an office until you're a young graduate and what they call, I should say one course that we must interest your way. Something they definitely will be able to do for you. So from soft skills, like I said, or something with procurement course. Like myself, before I get work in a Freetown Business School, I don't do certain courses in a Freetown Business School like the financial management and this branding bootcamp where you can talk about and things like that. Yes.
General fields I'm involved into, or I guess specific area I want to look at?
Well, soft skills in general, then human resource, procurement, taxation, that one in a way basic that we can do every year.
I ask that question because students in the common university without any better experience in the area of soft skills and all that, even business development. So, for example, somebody study politics or somebody study history and want to learn something from an institution, able?
Yes, it's a good thing you asked that question. We get one program where they run for 9 months every year. We start on this year. This is our first year. We call them Work Ready Africa. So basically what we do is we take young graduates and make them ready for working at any office. So any field you're in, we prepare you for office.
All right, let's talk now about this boot campaign we want to implement this year. First, why the idea for boot campaign?
Okay, so this is going to be our second branding bootcamp. We gave our first branding bootcamp in 2017. We've been doing collaboration with SOBA. So the branding bootcamp is basically a branding course. Well, marketing. Normally we can call it marketing, but it's branding and marketing course. We can just prepare any marketing professional, anybody who is interested in any marketing, young entrepreneurs or anything. It will give them all the expertise for brand and markets and product.
Culture of marketing as Salone, one way not too open to many people. I want to target people. Them.
Exactly. So I understand what you say, the concept of marketing not so we're open. So what we're doing is Spanish Branding Bootcamp. We actually give you all the skills that will make you target audience. So if you're doing a certain product, we actually give you the skills we will require you for meet you certain audience, on this community, on this circle, on this what we call. So that's exactly what we're doing for you.
And how much people on the target?
40, because we class size and we know some application can plenty, so we're looking at 40 class size.
So that's the requirement for make somebody take part of this campaign?
You can be employed or unemployed, like I said, young graduates or anything. We're looking at 40 people and we get scholarships for 24 people. So for them 24 people, and they mostly we no say most of our entrepreneurs are now unemployed, or then they do their entrepreneurship on tight budget. So we get this scholarship for 24 people, because this bootcamp we do in collaboration with Coded. So we don't get Lily funding for EPWI, for get scholarship and all that in this. So as long as you apply online and because if you're applying for a scholarship, we get Lily case study with you, something for answer questions, you can interview after applying.
Any cost involved?
Yes, it's 3.5 million, or you get a full scholarship.
So how somebody go apply?
You can always go to our website, www.fbs.edu.sl. The website's pretty straightforward. You go, you just put your personal details as a name, address, telephone number, WhatsApp number, email address, and the question we go ask if you want scholarship or not, and if you want scholarship, why you want scholarship, and explain to really little about your business or explain about yourself. That's all. It's pretty straightforward. It's about less than 5 minutes application.
And during the application, they ask you for any qualification or certain age limit you want to look for?
No, because we know now that in Sierra Leone, we get plenty of entrepreneurs, and we know say most of them are young people. So we're not targeting any age per se, but mostly we can say university graduates or like proper good English level and things like that, because of course the bootcamp is in English and things like that. But yes, that's basically our minimum requirements, and they speak English.
So the event, Usai will be and when again it will be?
Okay, so we the hold on a lax venue. So what's in Freetown Business School they do, Freetown Business School can actually hold in different courses in different venues. So the branding bootcamp they happen in a lax venue from 2nd December to the 7th. So a 6 days.
Inside this lax venue day?
At the Riverside Drive. A 6-day program. So the 5 days na intensive work, and the 6th day we actually showcase all what we don't do the 5 days.
So in terms of the people that we get for give this sabit to them people also, now Sierra Leonean base or now they get expert them out of the country?
Well, we facilitate them for the branding bootcamp are going to be Sierra Leoneans, but we cause not what we use for this branding bootcamp developed by Brandlin, now some marketing company from Nairobi. Well, it's a farm based in East Africa.
So if the 40 on want the number exceed, what you now go do?
If the number exceed the 40, then we can see, let we see how, as long as you meet the certain level we require, then we can see what we can do after that.
So when are the deadline and when somebody for begin apply?
Our application door open 2 weeks ago, and the deadline is Wednesday this week for our application, and we will start doing interview this week.
Well, in Melvin Green, we are the project coordinator for Freetown Business School. They talk to Alex Lawrence Koma inside that interview day. But the 2019 branding boot camp, where the organization they do. Well, the program they listen to now made they show they come to live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. May they bring come this edition of the program. Your name na Kabia. Then family members inside the program we get Gud Mornin Salone, we are the executive director for National Sustainable Development for Action. Well, Gud, then community, then districts they also they operate when Moyamba and Bond district. Waiting at some of the challenge on our own city and the thing the way people lack on things say community people forget.
Like Moyamba district, especially the Fakuya Chiefdom, Mongere village. Mongere village is a section we cover 17 village. Therefore, 17 village, inside that 17 village, they don't get one clinic hospital, they don't get one clinic center. Perhaps they can come up from that particular Mongere or that particular section, they go Falaba, inside Falaba before ever they go for medical. So inside this community, now one of the main things that they would lack of, then in terms of the education sectors back, the education sector within the 17 villages, now only one primary school they get, and this primary school is located in Mongere village. Then therefore, people that can work out 2, 3, 4 miles away for the kind of primary school. So in that situation, they not so everybody can get that ability and that chance for can attend that particular school day. So really, in that particular Fakuya Chiefdom, Mongere village, Mongere section, people that really suffer.
Now, get any plan for getting anything and they need off?
Yeah, by God's own power, 2020 we will plan calendar for 2020. Like we don't meet with them, we don't meet with the community people there, especially like we take her as we take her as a ward or community ward. So we don't talk to everybody. Now the entire sub-villages them for say, okay, now National Sustainable Development for Action, this 2020 year will get for based on agriculture. Inside this agriculture, when we don't harvest or when we prepare them, we'll be able try for let the particular village get a clinic. Then from there, we improve on the school activities, the school program. In that situation, the people of the particular section village, they agree on that agreement. So now, then self tell me say them plan 2020 by God own power with a start for brush, we now 500 acres of lands. Inside these 500 acres of lands, we get mixed crops, various type of crops. Then in terms of cassava, granite, corn, sorghum, rice, ginger. So therefore, in this situation, if we then do this here, we harvest them. So we say we're able, the organization they able give them support. For that, we provide give them zinc, nail, with other equipment where they want. Then from there, we're able to find way will be the clinic for them. For let them stop for suffer.
Okay, this land where they talk, but also can go do the agricultural work there. Now, freedom community people can give now.
Yeah, the land based on the agreement, because like the chief, the section chief, and the community chief. So we all sit down together, we agree, they give you this particular land here, say this land as far as now for agriculture, they over give you the land for national sustainable development for agriculture project.
Okay, look, I'm inside bond. Waiting at some of the challenge we una can go the una see them people ya no get in the lack of.
You know, one thing about Sierra Leone, we leaders and no kin summer worker, but all the challenges are the same. You even go na bond some areas and they like the particular side where they talk, they can come they pass and go sometime near Babato for hospital. So like or they kind of route tie because between route tie and Babato then Sidom. So in this situation they say no get one clinic facility. So pass and go na route tie or they kind of Babato.
Okay, well, in name now Gud Mornin Salone, we are the Executive Director for National Sustainable Development for Action. In there, they talk about them, plan them, and the team them where the organization done they do na different districts them na the country. We're now not time for us go inside the inbox and read some of the messages then we don't come. This one they say Mr. Shekuba, he say na nice program una they do. He say I hope say no more una go get sponsor, we go sponsor una. Say because it's not really easy with the work they we say una they do. This one they come up from Mohammed. This one they say why una choose them two districts then they other districts themselves the way they suffer, like how then district then they suffer. Do you una consider other districts then? This one they come up from Mariam. This one they say na good initiative una for try for partner with the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Agriculture so that they go improve on the work they wanna they do. And this one they say this youth in agriculture project is in the same way the ministry they do. It's in for try and get contact to the Ministry of Youth so that they go help you in the National Youth Commission. This one they come up from Fatmata. The final how they read inside the inbox they say it's a nice initiative. They say for with the kind work on the work they say when they get support from una really they try. Now then kind people your government need for empower and help. This one they come up from Musa in a mountain court. Well, Shekuman, now the messages that they don't come inside the inbox, but they go respond.
So I can respond to one of the first message. Why the posse asks, Mariama asks, why Moyamba and Bond District? Moyamba and Bond District, as earlier Abitok said, this is now one of the deprived areas. And not only Moyamba and Bond District make Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone divide, Sierra Leone will get about 16 districts. So this 16 district depends on we earn power. We get for go they spread it small. After this season, by God in power 2021, we go target another 2 districts again. So now small. Then the other question they try for say, let we try for partner. Like the partnership, if not for that, no more like we don't get all over the partner in the world, especially Sierra Leone, because like we don't they partner with various institutions. Then up to date, you go there with letters and they even like the National Youth Commission, we don't the write partnership letter to them. We don't they write a letter for let we even tell them what we aims and objective. Then from there, after the commission, we don't even go to National Youth. Ministry of National Youth. We don't even they try for talk to some of like the director of the farm. The director of farm, deputy director of farm, we don't talk with a couple of times. Then we don't even talk with, we don't write letter to Mr. Golokata up to date if he can recall the letter then at the table. Then we don't even write UNICEF, we don't write WFP, we don't write so many organizations. We don't even write plans for with all partnership, but up to date, they don't even respond. Now only one partner, one person we don't respond to in a UNICEF. But then say we don't hold on to we say 2020, they will look to we point. Then the last question where the person sent from out in court, the person they try, the same, it is the same because the person they try for top of partnership, National Youth Commission. As that person they ask that question, up to date we letter in a National Youth Commission. We don't the partner, we don't the write partnership, we even write letter foresee and talk with the commissioner, but up to date, nobody able to respond to it.
We're continuing for the with me inside the studio in Gud Mornin Salone, the Executive Director for National Sustainable Development for Action. We can talk about them work and them plan, them project already implement na 3 districts them na the country. Or they take another material inside the program. As member them from the Committee on Appointments and Public Service Commission na Parliament don't interview the people them where President will be picked this BNTM. Friday, November 15, at Committee Room number 1, na Parliament. Make the proposed Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Dr. David Mornin Salone, say, if Parliament agree for make him be the new Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, and go make sure say, and bring new innovation idea them, we go improve the quality and standard of education at the country. Princess Piaz gets more and gonna report.
According to the Constitution, after the President speak anybody for work na any sector, Parliament for approve the person first before he gets the power for begin do the work when them pick him for do. With this make, member them na the Committee on Appointments and Public Service don't interview the people them where the President pick this BNTM. But waiting at the main purpose for this, Honorable Sidi Mohamed Yunis, now the chairman for this committee, he explained.
We have on our list 14 presidential nominees that are to be interviewed in line with the Constitution. What we are doing is simply to interview, to know as members of Parliament, and especially as a committee, as to whether you are in fact fit for the position for which you have been nominated for by His Excellency the President. Questions that will be asked will be based on what we have received, the documents that you presented to us, and also those information that we have received from the public.
The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education now one key institution where the Honorable Member of Parliament them na this committee been pay key attention to because of the flagship program, where it be they ask question to the proposed minister and the ministry. The leader of the opposition party na Parliament, Honorable Cherno Majuba, be asked the proposed minister, Dr. David Mornin Salone, waiting in plan for improve this sector.
Your name resonates with mentoring young people, correct?
That's correct, sir.
And the ministry is also dealing with young people. That is mostly children between the ages of 6 and 17, mostly. How are you going to translate what you've been doing at a higher level with young professionals to those in secondary and primary schools?
I'm a father, and I define myself primarily as a father. I have a 3-year-old and I have a 5-month-old. I have written a curriculum for that child because I believe that we can't transform our homes, we can't transform our communities, we can't transform our country if we do not create civic citizens who are able to serve at home, in school, and their community. Because the education that we are preparing our children for and the leaders that we want our children to become are leaders who make critical decisions about their responsibilities in societies. In terms of principle and the quality that we expect, absolutely. If a child gets 6 A's and comes out but cannot do the job that we give them in Parliament as your M&E officer, was that great that they got 6 A's? If a child gets 6 D's or 6 E's, but they can be entrepreneurs who create jobs in the market, will we be happy with that child? They need to learn how to learn, and that's what's most important. So community responsibility, very important. School management and exams and assessments will be the 3 key problems that I think we have to address for transformation in this country.
Honorable Kane Koleyum Kela, now member na this committee, where himself be they ask the question to the proposed Minister of Defense, Brigadier retired Kelly Conte, but waiting at the role of the military na democratic states.
The most important one is for them to realize that they are a national institution and they should be working for the nation's interest at all times. Soldiers should move themselves away from partisan politics. As citizens, they do have a right to belong to any political party, of course, but that is where it stops. They do not take sides in any matter that is political.
Thank you. Second question is, you and many of your comrades made a lot of sacrifice for the democracy we enjoy today. but a lot of your colleagues played a major role. But I know for sure we have over 20,000 ex-combatants that are struggling. Have you thought of how we will help those ex-combatants?
I think quite a lot of work has been done in that area. I'm not going to suggest that I would know the answer at this moment. When I join my colleagues, I'll see how far they've gone with the assessment of the way forward. And I'll join them to resolve the issues.
Excellent. From that answer, I see that you're a very thoughtful man, not making immediate commitments, but going to study the situation. Excellent. So this choice seems to be very good to me. There are cases where we have heard that some officers are involved in land issues and so on. I highlight that for you to pay attention. In this country, being a democracy, we don't want people using their rank to impose on civilians. I don't know if you're aware of that. Are you aware of those problems of discipline in some quarters?
Some of it, yes,
okay.
I am.
All right, take note.
The Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, na new ministry where government don't bring camp for look inside issue them we get to do with gender and children's affairs. But how the proposed minister, Madam Manti Tarawali, plan for address the challenge them with the sector they get. Na question where Honorable Hassan Sise been put to the proposed minister.
I think working together is paramount, and not only for the social welfare, but also for other cross-cutting ministries. So collaboration will be the key. I mean, you talk about education, there are gender issues. You talk about defense, security, there are gender issues. You talk about education, there are gender issues. So it cuts across entirely all the sectors. So working in collaboration with other ministries is paramount to the role. In terms of administrative, I bring leadership to the table. I know what the issues are. I'm not a stranger to the issues.
Member of Parliament in this committee be interview different other people them where the president speak for a different sector them. Then people here they wait now for make Member of Parliament them approve them so that they will begin to do the work proper one. For Radio Democracy, Princess Pias the reports.
Well, the program they should continue. I come over to the Executive Director for National Sustainable Development for Action, Wena Shekuba Mansare. Shekuba Mansare has to round up the program. Now, we have some of the challenge them with all the fine talk the way don't talk. The challenge of this organization they face for doing our work them.
Thank you very much. So the challenges are really plenty. As a young people, they come together, form this kind of organization, then for help the other young people them back in the country, not really easy. Like one, we think of with the challenges, one, we think of the technical advice. The technical advice, that's one of the main things with the money currently. Then we think of the farm equipment. Because in agriculture system, you know, they would do agriculture, we don't get the equipment them for cutlass, shovel, picker, any other thing so far. So all this we need them. This is not a big challenge. Then in terms of that, like we think of food for works. Food for work, young man, they don't willing, the constituency level, they don't willing for operate with national sustainable development. But the mere fact, we get no support, no support from any donor or any other partners or neither a government of Sierra Leone. So this is now one of the big challenge to we. So even when people they can go work past like working Keta, what we able get to send out through your morning or sometime in separate transport, I go there. And we think of the transportation. Everybody knows from here to Moyamba it costs a lot of money. From here to Bond costs a lot of money. So all this we're not able to get even with the transportation, they really money. So and the big thing where everybody know the financial support. The financial support, then they the big thing pass all the show because all this what they do, these struggles, if na money they will not can go into this, all this struggle are too much. But because of money no day, so all this support here they really money. The only thing I can ask and I can appeal to a government of Sierra Leone and a donor partners then let them look to which challenges them. Then sometimes the need for go and see the proof. Like for me at any time somebody called me already for even talk with you. Or I ready for get meeting with you, or even I ready for work out with you. Now my own district and Usa don't tell you say we operate for let you go see and believe. So me know the problem with Andy because I believe say everything what they talk now yeah, not only per paper or than a month, it practically they on ground back. So therefore, then challenges and they ask for any support or any donor or any other partner so far.
So how person want support you, how they able reach you?
We office then at 42 H-Back on field. Inside the compound, or you take me phone number 078589986 034101327 QCell Airtel.
Okay, plenty, thank you. Gud Mornin Salone, the Executive Director for National Sustainable Development for Action, we join me inside the program Midday Show. Well, now this edition of the program Midday Show for today, Monday, November 18, 2019, go left you. Plenty thank you to my producer Alex Lawrence Koroma and my executive producer Michael Sambula, and to the technical team Moses Kavura and DJ Cliff for their technical support. May we bring come this edition of the program Midday Show. My name na Kabia, they say stay blessed.
Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, that's not Midday Show.